everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Jenny here from So Busy Drawing. I hope everybody's keeping well. In today's video I thought I'd share with you this improv mini quilt that I'm working on. I've had a look, I've sort of been inspired to make one, just looking on different videos and on Pinterest as well, and I've just think they're lovely. So basically what I've got on here is I've got my batting wadding on there, and then I've put on here a layer of fabric, so just some cotton sheeting I think on the bottom. You don't have to, but I tend to do that. So that's just under there, so whole layer. So I've covered the whole wadding with this bit of cotton on here, and then I've done my stitching. So the stitching on here is just straight stitches and some French knots as well, and I've been stitching away quite happily on this for the last few days, so I'm going to carry on and just show you well, just sit and do some sewing actually. But I love these. I just love these improv quilts they're called. Yeah, which is really, just really love doing it, really enjoying doing it. I've got different materials on here. Just got this green material, I think it's like a bit of a silky type of material, some linen. This pink here is bed sheeting. This bit material here come from Boro, which they do scrap bags of fabrics, which are absolutely gorgeous. And I think this blue sheet, I was at my mum's at the weekend and she's having a massive clear out of her fabrics, and she's got some really lovely fabrics. They're more upholstery fabrics, but she did have the odd piece of cotton in there as well, so I've taken that. She let me have it. Didn't take it. She let me have that. Yeah. So she take what you want, because she's clearing it all out. So I just took the ones that I know I'll be able to work with. Yeah. So it's sort of like it's just called square really because it's just this little piece here, and then what I've done is just sort of picked up those colours. It's not a set piece. Like I've just just done it like this, and yeah, so just it's got those sort of colours, and obviously I can't resist colour, I have to work with colour, which is brilliant. So yeah, so I'm working on this. So I'm just want to also show you another little piece that I've got as well. Let's put this to the side just for a sec. So this piece as well that I'm sort of stitching on as well is inspired by a video with K3N on Boro stitching. So if you want to check out her video, it's really lovely. I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the process and putting the little pieces of fabrics together to make a larger piece. And I'm finding it really, like horse stitching, really therapeutic and really relaxing. So just going with it. There's no set, I don't know what haven't got an idea for it. And I think I'm learning to do that, because I find as well that also I can get really overwhelmed, and I think that's how I've been feeling a little bit lately as well. So I just wanted something really nice and calming and relaxing, just to sort of sit down and take that time to stitch and enjoy the process of stitching without worrying about having a finished product or a finished made piece. And yeah, just sharing these ideas really. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so I've got lots of work. I think I've showed you before, I've got lots of work, ideas that I've started and haven't finished. There is one piece that I'm really pleased about actually, and I have mentioned it before, but that I'm going to be working on. I've got my niece to help me with it. So yeah, that's a project I started last year. So that just needs all like putting together, and I can start sewing. So once I start sewing that, I'll share that with you. Also, as you know, I'm doing stitch squares. So just show you where I am with those. So this is a little pile of squares. I've prepped up so I'm ready for sewing on. So these are those ones there, and I've actually done 35. There's actually going to be 35 little squares that I've stitched on. And I know I've shared these quite a lot, but this is this little pile. So this is coming on nicely as well. And then, so that's a little project I want to sort of, get finished. And I know I just said about having, you know, projects that I've started, and I think that's what I do. I tend to do things, and I have been told this before, is just get them finished and then they're done. And I'm also really pleased actually, because in the pile of fabrics, actually, I've got a piece of fabric for these to go on, which is a piece of curtain material, I believe. So, and it's cream. So actually what I might do is just get it and show you. Yeah, it's here. Here it is. So this is the backing material, which I found at my mum's actually. So it's a curtain, and it's got these funky little flowers on it, but I might be able to take them off. It's got these white strips, like these little gold, like, it's like a little flower actually. If I turn it around, you'll be able to see it. Let's me choose one. Let's find it. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, that's the pattern already on the curtain. So what I did, I turned it the other way, but I'm thinking I might take these little bits off actually and use them in another project. Yeah, so that'll be, so let me just fold it out and then here we go, make it a bit so you can see a bit better my idea. So yeah, so this is the curtain. It's got that obviously from the flower on it, but that's fine. So the stitch squares are going to go like this, but like 5 across, so just giving you an idea how it's going to look. And I think I saw somewhere actually, somebody had which I thought was really good actually, they had like a little bit of Velcro behind each one, so you could take it off and then move it, which I thought was really cool. So this is the the fabric that I've got, which I'm really pleased about. So that's giving me more of an incentive to get it finished. So it's going to be, it will be a wall hanging. They're going to be 5 in a row, and I've just folded this up so you can see what I'm planning to do. I'm not worried about that. It's quite nice on there actually. So I was going to take all that out, but I'm going to leave it, and then they're going to go like that. So that's the idea for these. And this is, I think this is like a, is it like a linen type, heavy linen, I think, curtain. But yeah, so I was really pleased. So that's how they're going to look on there. So like I've said, I've got 35. I've cut 35 up, and I think I've sewn about, so we're like 3, 6, 9, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think it's quite a few to stitch, but there's still a few more to stitch. But what I've done, I've actually just prepped up the little squares. So I sat one day last week and just prepped up the little squares ready for sewing. So again, like I said before in a video, just using up those little scraps. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could make large like squares as well, and just have like 4 big squares. But I just really like, you know, started doing these as a little just sitting and stitching, and they've actually turned into a project. So yeah, so there's still lighting, and then I've got that's curtain lining that I'm using as well, so I found some more of that. So yeah, so these ones just need to be stitched like that, and then I'm going to do the hand embroidery on them. So yeah, so that's really pleased with that. So that's going to be, you know, that's all coming together nicely. So yeah, so that's where I am. So finishing off these, got my fabric, got my backing fabric for it, which I'm really pleased about. I think what I might do, I mean, I know somebody put a little bit of Velcro on, but what I might do is just do a little stitch around them. I know somebody suggested black as well, which I think would be really good, but I quite like this, and this, you know, it just looks really nice. Yeah, and in fact this is the only bit of, like, we didn't have any of the the fabrics, I think, because they're all lots of different colours, and I haven't got any black fabrics anyway. So and this is quite strong to hold the weight of them, because obviously I know they're only small, but when you get a few on there, it's going to be a little bit weighty. So yeah, so that's the idea for these. So that's all coming along nicely. So that's the other project, one of my older projects I want to get completed. And also, like, I have other pieces as well that I I've made, and then again I've done nothing with them. So I'm just getting a bit of, like, you know, like, just like, oh Lord, what am I going to do with all these pieces? Where's this piece? There's a little bird piece that I wanted to show. I don't know where it is. So, like, I think I'm not sure if I've showed these before, but these are the other pieces as well I've got. So these are all like slow stitched pieces as well. Again, that's just on some curtain lining. So yeah, I think this is it. I mean, I know, like, I get so carried away, and I sew. I love it, and it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with everything? And then I think it blocks the idea. So I think for me, it's like making it, trying to finish it off, and then like move it on, which can be difficult. But yeah, so that's one of them, one of my little stitch panels that I did. That's there. This is a larger piece again. Different fabrics, and here, this is my ongoing little thing that I do. You know, I always say cover, make sure I've got enough fabric. Well, I haven't got enough there, so what I'm gonna have to do there is either go along with a bit of trimming or ribbon, and I've done it there as well, and a little bit there. Yeah, so yeah, so that's, these are some other slow stitch pieces that I did. And I have got, I did share it on my Instagram page as well. I've got a bird one, but I can't seem to find that at the minute. Have a look. This is a nature one. I just love nature. The colours as well. So like that. Stitch the leaf on there. So that's the nature one. Let me show a little route to see if I can find the other one, the bird one. Found it. So this was a panel I made, gosh, a couple of years ago. This one here. What's that one there? So on here is some fabric that my mum had, and I cut out the birds, and then I put a little bit of filling in them, and then I learnt this little stitch here, and then I've done it there again. Added embellishment stitching, cross stitch, daisy stitches, and then just, you know, running stitch, and then just, you know, weaved a bit of thread in between, lace with lots of beads on, buttons and beads again. So again, this piece is just a panel, and it's just been, like, you know, just made and then put to the side. So yeah, so it's these pieces that I'm, you know, that I'm like getting a pile of, so it's knowing what to do with them. I did think about making bags, but I'm not sure, and that's, I think, where I get overwhelmed, because it's like, all right, okay, what can I do with them? And I get a bit like restless, and then I just leave them. But yeah, so I shared this one, so that's another little stitch panel, and then going back to the nature one, that one there, and again a slightly larger one, and they're not really the shape either, because I thought you could, well, one idea was to make journal cover, but no. And then I did think, another idea I did think was maybe if I stitched them together, you know, like that. I don't know if you can see that. Let me pull it down a bit. You know, like stitch them together, like the panels together, that make one huge piece. But again, I don't know. So anyway, that's those pieces. And that piece. And that one. I love the colours in that as well. I love that colour. Love that colour. That's a bit of trimming in there. Do you know, I'd have to say, I just love running my fingers over the fabric, over the material, when it's been stitched. It's just so lovely. So nice. It's sensory, it's lovely. So that's those pieces, which I have to decide what I'm going to do with them. Like, and then obviously going back to this one. So this is my little stitch piece that I was inspired to create watching a Boro video by K3N on Boro stitching. Not sure if I'm doing exactly right, but I'm absolutely loving it. And that's just going to be like, just keep growing, I think, for this piece. So yeah, so that's one. So we get back to this piece. So this is my little improv quilt. And the thread I'm using actually is just some crochet thread. Yeah, crochet thread that I'm using for the stitching. So I've done my seed stitching here and here, done some French knots. I'm not sure actually, I might leave that. I quite like that, like just little random little ones just there. I might leave that. I quite like that, yeah, I quite like that. And then this is the little, is it Mennonite, I can never say it, Mennonite tucking stitch. But going the other way around, like going this way. So let me see if I can just, let's see what happens if I press this one. Ah, there we go. So, where am I? There. Stitch is quite small. So this one is going to have this can be a wall hanging, like a little mini improv quilt wall hanging. I think I like these. I think another reason why I like doing these little improv quilts is because you don't have to worry about measuring or anything like that. And I have mentioned before how I struggle with measurements. But these are really nice. Again, you don't need lots of materials. Again, another way to use up your fabrics. And also, I think it's like because like with all the French knots that I've done there, it's like practicing the French knots. I mean, I've always done French knots, but yeah. And then some of them, like, they're not even like perfect like French knots, but they're fine, absolutely fine. Just add to it. This thread's, it's thin. Normally I used a perle cotton. It's raining. It's warm here in the UK, but it's raining. I was in the garden this morning, but I had to stop that. Alright, so I'm not doing that one because that's the edge, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah, because I've done... Oh no, I can do that. Oh yeah, that's the outside one, yeah. It's fine, yeah, I can do that one. Do this one. Let's open the window actually. Be able to hear the rain and the birds singing. Gentle rain. Bits of the ready out. Oh, I know what I just wanted to share with you as well. I made a little needle book as well, actually. I'll just do this row and I'll share that with you. My needles were stored in a box and the box kept falling. I kept knocking the box over and I was stood on needles. So I thought, right, let's have a little needle book. Right, let me just show you my needle book that I made. Let me put that to the side a minute. So this is my little needle book that I made. This piece was actually goes that way. Actually, another stitch piece that I was that I'd started, and what I was doing, I sort of machine embroidered, I think, machine embroidered some of the little, like all the little pieces together, and then I went over that, and then what I was doing was slow stitching each little patch. That project sort of come to a standstill, so it was like a half finished project. So anyway, but I cut it up And then I've made myself this little needle book. So yeah, made that lovely ladybird thing on there. So yeah, and then so I've got my needles in here now. And this actually, this little bit of fabric, again, my mum has given me a whole load of samples of these types of fabrics. Let me just get the bag actually, because I'm not entirely sure, because it's Mum picks up everything. Maybe she just picks up loads of things. So she gave me these. Let me just get a handful out. I mean, I've got a whole carry bag here. I'll put that to the side. Look at all this. All these sample pieces. And what they are, they're like swimming costume samples. But the colours are amazing on all of them. Look at that. There's loads. So I'm not sure. Look at that, it's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. I'm not really sure what I can make with these. So if anybody has any ideas, that'd be great. And I was thinking, I know because there's some smaller pieces. Some, I think that's like speech and body. That's obviously for like you know, like a sarong or a scarf. I think that's really thin material. But little pieces, let me get more. I mean, like I said, there's a whole bag. Just give me loads of them. Which I thought would be good as headbands. Look at that. Them ones. See these ones here. So they could, because my daughter wears a lot of headbands. And my granddaughter. So yeah, I can make headbands with that. But it's this stretchy material, because it's like I say, it's swimsuit samples. And it's just giving me a whole bag. So yeah. So like I said, because it's, I mean, I'm not sure what I can make with them, but that piece is what is like the swimsuit sample fabric in there. So I've used it to inside of the book, which I suppose you could use some of those for, but I mean, there's so much of it, but just any ideas what I could make with it really. But yeah, so that's my little needle book that I made. To put my needles in, so I thought I'd just share that with you as well. But yeah, so that's all this. Should have all stashed in a loft, in a bag. But I love some beautiful patterns and colours. Look at that, gorgeous. Gorgeous colours. And the lovely silks as well, like sarong. Oh, look at that. Yeah. And obviously some funky ones as well. Ooh, nice. So yeah, so if anybody's got any ideas about what I could make, or yeah, any ideas what I could do. So obviously, like I say, it's that stretchy fabric, so I'm not sure. Not a fabric I tend to work with, so. But yeah, it'd be great if somebody has an idea. I've got ideas to put forward about what I can make with those. So yeah, so I thought I'd share that with you. So that's what I did do. So I made myself a little needle book. I kept standing on the needles. I stood on a needle the other day. So yeah. See if I can work this way. Whoops, camera shake, apologies. else am I doing? Oh yeah, so I've had interest in sewing workshops, so I've got one of them at the end of the month. And I've had interest as well about children's workshops. So last year I ran some children's fairy workshops. But I think, like, for me as well, like going to the, it's lovely to share this with others and other people do it, but for my own sort of, for myself as well, it's just nice to, when I've been quite busy, just come and sit down and do some sewing. I think it's just, just enjoying it rather than thinking about, and obviously sometimes, I think, oh, I'd like to have a go at making that, but just like slowly, much slower pieces. I started this one, I think, set this up, was it last week? The measurement for this, I think, is 12 by 12. I found my needle, not my needle, ruler. It's 12 by 12. You can put whatever you want on them. It's absolutely fine. Stitch it however you want. And as you can see, like, the stitches aren't all perfect, which is part of it, which is absolutely, just been really conscious to stay in camera shot as well, because I know when I've done videos before, I've come out of camera shot, so just making sure that I'm in camera shot so you can see what I'm doing. few there that I haven't done. Yeah, let's do these ones. I'll get these stitched. This last little row here, I think, so it's left to do. Quite nice to stitch with actually, crochet thread. Get some more of that. Well, let's see what colours. Would you get all colours? Sparkly ones too, would imagine. I don't crochet, I can't crochet. Right, that's that one there then. Just double check I've done it all. Let's have a look. Yep, it's all done. It's all done there. That lovely pattern, look, it's lovely, isn't it? Love it. So all I'm doing on this part here, I'm just doing the running stitch and then just following it around. Just going down there. Like I said, I'm going to leave this bit. I'm not going to put anything on here. I might leave that as it is. So I quite like that. I quite like that little gaps in between, like quite heavy, you know, lots of little French knots there and then little dotted bits here. Might put a few in there actually. Don't know, see how we go. But anyway, so this one, yeah, so all I've got to do on this piece now is just I'm going to finish off doing this, which is just a running stitch, and then decide if I might put a few more on there, and then I'm going to cover it with some get a backing fabric, and then I'm going to hand stitch that as well, and then this is going to be a mini wall hanging. Yeah, so really enjoyed making it. So yeah, so that's all I've got to do on here. So what I'll do, I'll share that in the next video, and I might have started another improv quilt as well by then. What else was there? Yeah, and I might have done some more on here, which I probably will have done actually, and keep this going. So, you know, just let it grow really. So yeah, that's the other piece. And then yeah, so that's it for today then. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the box below. And if you enjoy watching my videos, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye now.